Hey there, it's Linda Cromar. I'm coming to you from my home office in Colorado. And as you can see, I have a link under in my description, like I have been doing lately for a YouTube. I just created a YouTube giving more detail on how I get to create a list of actual people that are interested in my offers, and I get paid for it. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I like that prospect. You know, I don't know about you, but I don't like to work for free. Do you like to work for free? I don't. If you went to your job, would you truly do it because you love it, or would you do it because there's a paycheck? I think most of you would prefer to get a paycheck. That's why you work. That's why you do it, and you give your best self to that, I'm quite sure, in order to create what you need to create. And that's how I look at it too. It's very important to build your career or whatever it is, and to have some clout enough that people believe that you should get paid for what you do. If you went into your job as it doesn't even matter, say you're a teacher, and you just did it, but you didn't get paid, at some point you would start to resent that job. Well, I started to feel that way actually with AWeber. I started to feel that way. They would charge all kinds of fees, and they would throw something in there that was not in the contract, like something that was for hosting and various different and marketing and other things that had nothing to do with my monthly obligation, really. And they would charge me, I think it was every 3 months, another $80. Well, that I started to be kind of angry about that because there was nothing I was getting out of $80. And I think it's important for us to understand that when we have a business, we want to check out everything that we do, and we want to make sure we're paying for things that we truly get, and we want to get paid for what we actually do. And that is one of the major, most important things. You look at your bottom line, you look at what you're putting out, and I'm getting paid to build my list. I'm getting paid for building my list because I am actually using a system that pays me 50% for everything that I bring in from other people that are interested in the same thing. They want to build their own list, and they want to get paid for it. And so it is a win-win for everyone. I like that. If you want to learn more about that, just check out that YouTube that's right underneath this video, or in the description, wherever it happens to be, depending on where you're seeing it. If you're seeing it in the main feed, you're probably seeing it underneath. If you're seeing it in the full picture, you're seeing it off to the side. But how would you like it if you could divorce AWeber, or if you stopped letting your network marketing company get the leads and you just service them? Because that's what most network marketers are actually doing, is they're servicing a lead that's no longer theirs. Because once you just give them your affiliate link to your company without it going into your personal list, then you're actually putting them on that company's list. How do I know that? Because I've been in companies that have actually closed down. I've been in many companies that have closed down, and at every point during that time, those companies, when they close, they sell the list. And my name is always on that list. So I've gotten a whole bunch of people that have come back and tried to convince me to look at something else because they bought a list that had my email on it. So you don't really want to give away your list to other companies, no matter how nice the company is and how strong they are or how much they hang around. You don't really want to give your list away. Now, yes, they get on that list anyway, but why not put them on your list first? That's a winning proposition. When you get them on your list first, then you have the freedom and the right to email them, offer them things, bring them any kind of good information that you have. and build a relationship with them, and they start to really understand who you are. If you only give them the link directly to your company, then they don't. They are not part of your list. And yes, you can bring them to groups and you can bring them to masterminds and various different things. But in the end, they're still on that list and they're not on yours. So it's a new concept maybe to some of you, but think in long term. Even if your company doesn't go away, you want to make sure that you're actually building your personal list with your personal people. You're giving them the opportunity to really know who you are, because you don't want just the emails from the company to be all they see. You want them to see your emails, and it's not a good plan to use Gmail or Facebook Messenger as your only way to contact them. Those are good for a quick note once in a while, but you want to have a professional place that you build your list and you give them the opportunity to learn from you directly, so they get warmed up and they want to be part of what you're doing, and they decide to become part of your list and eventually part of your team, which is your goal. But let's be frank here. Your person that you just contacted, even if you contacted them on Facebook and got the opportunity to share with them what you do, they may or may not say yes in the very first moment. In most cases, they don't say yes in the first moment unless they've already had a lot of contact with you to start with. So if you're cold contacting people on Facebook and trying to convince them to look at your business, you're kind of going to fail a lot because they don't know you. They don't trust you yet. They don't know you enough to like you even. You haven't given them an opportunity to find out who you are. So instead, yes, you could give them a link directly to a company, but you have no way to track whether they even looked at it or whether they even did anything with it at all. You won't be able to track it because there's no tracking on those links when you give them something directly from your company. Not only that, but those company pages, if you really look at them with the eye of a marketer, they are full of links all over the place, which for most people is very confusing. Now, they will possibly look more when they get better acquainted with you, but they need to see just one offer that gets them convinced to go further. And once they have done that and they have gotten on your list, you can offer them other things, or you can continue to give them information about what you shared. But the key thing here is it's coming from you, not the company. And so you're building that relationship with them. You're building trust. And eventually they will say yes or no. And some will say no. But the ones that say yes are going to be happy to say yes, because they're not going to feel pressured that they have to make a decision before they're ready to make a decision. Some people take a long time and some people don't. You just have to understand that. But especially in today's world, where there's a lot more skeptical, there's a lot more distrust, it's going to take longer for that person to get acquainted with you enough that they are willing to say yes. In fact, they're saying that it could be up to 20 exposures before they say no or yes. And when they say yes, they are saying yes with a warm yes, not a I don't know about this yes. You want somebody that's confident in you enough that they're going to trust you and say yes because they want it for themselves, because that's really what has to happen. They have to sell themselves. They have to see the reasons why it would be good for them, not good for you. It doesn't matter to them how badly you need the sale. What matters to them is what will be in it for me. And that's what they're saying to themselves. What's in it for me? What do I get from this? What is it going to do for me? And when they answer that question, then they usually will say yes. When they see a benefit for themselves, then they will say yes. They won't say no if they have had enough time to really make a choice for the best part of themselves. And if they say no, it might even be that they're saying maybe later. But you're not making a whole bunch of people get angry with you. You're not making them report you as a spammer because they agreed to get on your list. And as they get on your list, they will say yes. And some will unsubscribe. We have those. That's part of the game. And that means that person just isn't ready yet. Or it's just not what they thought they were looking for. So make sure and give them the right impression. Do you want your company to be the only one that has contact with the people that you work with? Or do you want it to be that they get really involved with you and understand who you are because they want to be part of what you are? That's what I want people to do. I want them to join me because they can really learn about me and who I am and who I am going to be for them and how I'm going to help them. That's the other question. Will you help me? And is it going to be something I can do? We can answer all of those questions with them getting better acquainted with us. And as those objections get answered in a positive way, they are more likely to say yes. And that makes it even better. And it's so much nicer for them to say, I'm ready to go, than for you to do a whole bunch of salesy things to convince them. Because let's face it, none of us wants to be the pushy salesman. And the list building activity helps you learn how to do it without being a pushy salesman, which nobody wants to be. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, I would love it if you like, comment, and share. And also, like I said, take a look at that YouTube video that I shared. I give more detail, and I shared my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. And that's what I have to share with you today. Go on over to that YouTube and watch it. And if you find that it is actually for you, which many do, you'll want to say yes, just like most of my friends do. Bye for now.